Hey guys, I'm going to be showing you the very best armor and weapon recipe guide, as well as all of the new ores and what their traits actually are here inside the Forge on Roblox. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. All right, so first off, I want to go over all the new ores and what exactly their traits are. That way, you know, like obviously which ones are actually good for crafting and which ones have no trait, so they're kind of useless. Anyways, guys, before I get into this video, if you want to have a chance to be entered in my Game Pass giveaway, all you guys need to do is leave a like on this video, comment your username down below, and make sure you hype the video as you can see on screen. Make sure you guys go ahead and do that, and you guys will be entered. On screen are a couple winners from our last videos, so make sure you do enter up. You guys have 7 days to enter. Anyways, let's get back in the video. Now, as you guys can probably see my inventory, I haven't done a bunch of crafting. I still have some of my old armor, but I have made this. This was just a test run, but yeah, it does 646 base defense, and pretty much all I did for this one is just spammed a bunch of the new Snow White, I believe. Yeah, I just spammed a bunch of this in here with some of the other legendaries like the Sanctus, but obviously that's not super optimal, and I kind of got lucky that it even does 600 after being enhanced, but it does 497 base defense, which is a lot better than my old one. So I'm going to show you all the traits, all the passives. So for Graphite, which is going to be this right here, its trait basically gives you 5% vitality and 20% chance to cut incoming damage by 12%. So not too bad, but again, it is rare, and the multiplier is only 3.1 on it. So technically, if you have better stuff, it's not really optimal for crafting. Then we have the Airite, which is, or the Airite, I don't know how to say it. This right here, this is going to give you just plus 5% movement speed. That's it. Then we have the Frost Fossil, which is going to give you 17% physical damage, but you're going to lose 5% movement speed. So there is a trade-off to that. Then we have the Wild Shard, which has a 20% movement speed, but then we also have the Sanctus, which has an 18% stamina. So the Sanctus is this legendary one right here. Then we have the Snow White, which is actually pretty good because you get a plus 15% attack speed and a plus 30% chance to slow enemies for 3 seconds on hit. So this one is pretty good, and it does have a decent multiplier. That is why I started crafting with this one when I built this, just as kind of a test run, and obviously it does a lot of damage and is worth a lot just off the bat. And we are not even into the peak zone with all of the best ores. I'm still working towards that, but I do have the recipes for that in a second. So then the Eyesight is going to be 25% damage to freeze enemies for 2 to 12 seconds. So then we have the Warite, which is going to be 30% crit chance, and then 15% crit chance, and then minus 15% cooldown, or crit damage. It's going to be plus 15% crit damage and 33. And this only applies to weapons, just so you know that. Then we have the Kryptonite, which basically is going to be 20% physical damage, and that's going to be applied to both your weapons and your armor. And then we have the Aetherite, which is going to be 30% or plus 35% vitality and armor only. Then we have Eyesight, which is going to be basically a lower passive than the Snow White, but higher multipliers. So do keep that in mind. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the best crafting recipes. All right, so starting out with gauntlets, if you want to use World 2 weapons, you can do 3 Void Star, and then you can also do 3 Crimsonite. And those are going to give you a pretty good chance for gauntlets. Obviously, that is still kind of random if you're going to get those or not. Then the next one is going to be katanas. You can do 4 Void Star, 4 Malachite, and then 4 Crimsonite. Or you can also do 4 Void Star, 3 Malachite, 3 Crimsonite, and 2 Snow White. That is also just a random recipe that I just wanted to throw in there. You can try that as well. Now, obviously, if you're going to get the katanas with the best multiplier and all that, that is still kind of random. So do keep that in mind. All right, let's go ahead and go to swords. So if you want a max base damage sword, you're going to want 2 Malachite, 2 Crimsonite, and 2 Void Stars. That's going to give you a pretty good chance to actually go ahead and get it. Then here is another option that you could also do. You could do 2 Malachite, 2 Void Star, and 1 Crimsonite plus 1 Snow White. That's up to you though. And overall, that's going to give you a 15% attack speed plus 2% slowdown, and then a 30% chance to hit. Now we can go into maces if you guys want to go ahead and craft maces. 3 Malachite, 3 Crimsonite, and 3 Void Star. Or you can do the speed plus crit passive, which would be 3 Void Star, 2 Malachite, 2 Crimsonite, and 2 Snow White. Now, if you want axes, you're going to need 6 Void Star, 5 Malachite, 5 Crimsonite, and if you want a cheaper version of that, you can do 5 Void Star, 4 Mykite, 4 Crimsonite, or 4 Snow White. Now, if you're trying to get the great axes, you can do 8 Void Star, 7 Mykite, or 7 Crimsonite. Or if you want, you can do a kind of more balanced one, which is going to be 6 Void Star, 6 Mykite, 5 Crimsonite, and 5 Snow White. Now, if we want to do Colossal Swords, which is next, you can do 14 Void Star, 14 Myconite, or not Myconite, 14 Malachite. Sorry, I'm actually bugging. And then 14 Crimsonite. Then we have, this is kind of more risky, and it's not as high of a chance because the first one has a 65% chance, the Colossal Sword I just showed you a second ago. But if you do a 11 Void Star, 10 Malachite, and 10 Crimsonite plus Totite or Snow White, then you have more efficient, but it is more of a gamble. So do keep that in mind if you're gonna actually get the claw. Now let's do some heavy armor crafting. So if you want heavy helmet, we're gonna need 13 Aetherite and 13 Crimsonite. Or you can do 11 Aetherite, 10 Crimsonite, and 9 Eyesight, which again, that is up to you. If you want a super rare armor like the Gargantium, replace with Crimsonite plus Eyesight, sorry. Now, if we want some heavy leggings, we can do 15 Aetherite plus 10 Crimsonite. Or if you want more status effects, you can do 10 Aetherite, 10 Crimsonite, and 9 Eyesight. Now, if you want a heavy chest plate, you're gonna need 11 Aetherite plus 10 Crimsonite. And then you can do a lighter option at 13 Crimsonite crimsonite, 12 crimsonite, 13 aetherite, and 11 eyesight. So you can do pretty much any of those methods. Now, if you do want all of the recipes, they will be linked in the description on my website below. That way, if you want to go ahead and just read through all of them, you guys can go ahead and do that, and you don't have to, sit and watch the whole video. But yeah, those are going to be all of the crafting recipes. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 250,000 subscribers, so I would appreciate if you guys did go ahead and subscribe. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I will